Hey guys, 3D Tips is back here, and one of our subscriber is request me to model a Samsung Galaxy S8 Edge, but the problem is I can't find this specific mobile. If I search for Galaxy S8 Edge, these phone are pops up, and the only Galaxy S8 is still those mobile are. So I couldn't find the Edge version of it, but I'm going to model this one so that when you are modeling anything, not like phone, anything, you car or any vehicle, any objects, it will be help. This process helps you to get the results. Okay, so I'm modeling this one. Okay, I could able to find some of uh, images of this. Let me show you the images. So these are the images I could able to find. Okay, so the what I did here, I align it in Photoshop. I take a flat background. Okay, now it is the front. Okay, now this is the back. I aligned the front and back both at the same place. Okay, and it is the side, and this one is also the other side. So make sure you align them properly, and the image center should be your object center. Okay, like this object, uh, this is my layer, and its center is here, and my image, total whole image center also should be there. Okay, so this one is also there, and this one also there, this one also there. So it really matters when you going to align it in append it in Maya. So please make sure that it's uh, aligned properly. So I'm just quickly going to save those all images. Sorry, JPEG. uh, Again JPEG. Make sure your image quality set to large. it 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 will help you to track of details. It's back, save, back, and it is the front. um, okay, so our image processing is ready. I will try to give this PSD in the description if I am able to. Okay, that is, you don't have to align these. Let's go to Maya. Sorry, Maya civilization come up. So we are in Maya, and this is the top view. Okay, so I don't have any top view, but mainly I'm working on the front. So my front is my priority. So we are going to click over here. It is image plane icon. Okay, is click here and just go to that image what you have. S8. Why my folder icons are not showing, I don't know, but still this one, the front. So I got it here, and before that, sorry, let me delete it. Go to this icon. Okay, and change your setting to inches, centimeter to inches. Okay, why I will tell you later. Go to view, image plane, import image is the same option what is have here. Okay, so you can click that or just go through it. So so this is my front, and you select this image and click on this look through camera. If you doesn't show up, it's here, just hit Ctrl A, it will show up. Look through camera. Okay, so it will only look through the front image, don't ever appears in other views. Okay, and it is the side one, so I'm going to left. It's actually not the exact, I don't know what it is, the left or right, I should have to check. Okay, so this was it, the left. And again select this image, look through selected, look through camera, and I'm going to switch it to the back view. Okay, and now importing the image S8, it is the back. Okay, so I don't think the other side is necessary. This button I will create it in my visualization, no issue with that. We can add more cameras, but I don't want to make any complex things. Okay, you can add multiple cameras to add more images. Okay, you can able to like 3 images, right? You can add as many you want, like hundreds of images you can add on this, on Maya, but it will appears here. Okay, perspective, new perspective or camera. You can add new cameras, like create camera and camera. It will camera, it will create multiple cameras, but I don't want to make any complex, so just delete it. It will be fine, no issue with it. So now select the triple images, 3 of them. Before that we need to create so if you watch the image, I have a dimension over here, so this dimension is needed, right? So now I'm going to create a cube first. Added a cube, and I will be remove this. I don't use this one, I prefer PureRF. So polycube, and my width should be 2 point, where it is gone, sorry, polycube 2.68. where it is going. What is happening? 2.68. okay, maybe I don't know what is happening. 2.68. some reason my keyboard's numlock is not working, I don't know. Okay, so this one is 5.86, its height 5.86, and my width should be 0.31, right? Depth 0.31. okay, and if you don't have these measurements, don't worry, because you can scale up the object after you made this, because we finally we are using this image to build, right? So after building you can scale up as many height you like, but I like to make the right dimension. And now I don't need this one, it's fine. Go to window, outliner, okay. Now I selected the 3 images because 3 of them should be scale up at the same scaling rate, right? That's why I scale up those all at the same. So it having easily, because the image center is here, what we align in Photoshop, right? That's why it's having it properly. If you mess up there, then it will be really uh, hard to adjust. Okay, so I'm taking this image planes outside of the model. Select this camera. Okay, we got it over here. The back should be there. Well, I'm adjusting this because my model should appears above the image plane. Otherwise, um, my model is going to hide behind the image plane, right? So that's why I adjusting this. Nice. Yeah, it's done. So it's really annoying to work. Um, all the images are there. So what you can do, go to this perspective view, go to show and hide the cameras. Then yeah, here you go, it's all hiding the cameras. So now let's jump into modeling. Before that, I'm saving this. Save as S8 S8. Nice. Okay, so um, the thing is, this image, this cameras and sensors, anything, these things are in this flat surface, right? So we don't need to model those, we can create those in textures. Okay, okay, so we have this border, right? And we have this thinning right here. So before doing the thinning part, what I'm going to do, I'm adding a symmetry loop on the mesh so that it will be easy to me um, doing all the sides, right? Yeah, now shift right click, offset edge loop. I want to create this shading first, because that's the main attraction point of this thing. Okay, so I'm adding a loop over there, and let's undo it and let's create the curvature first, then we will extrude. Okay, I select the edges from these parts. Okay, and now I'm going to bevel it. So I'm analyzing this image because my front is my priority, I told you. So yeah, now the segments, I'm not adding too much of segments, otherwise I couldn't handle those. Try to add as low segments if possible, because the less um, segments you have, the less no, that as much control you have. Okay, so you can have easily modify those, like if I need to thin this like this, okay, so I have to do is 4 times. But if I added 50 polygons on this so that it looks smooth, and I have to adjust those 50 edges again, and that will create really a dainty look. Okay, so now let's add another loop over here and delete this one. I will flip this when it's done. Now I'm going to extrude these like this. Why I extruded it? Because if you notice, the specular is going like this, so my flow also should go like this. Okay, this curvature you seen, if I added the single straight loops, my straight loops isn't going in that direction, right? So I should add loops there where the flow of the object is going. So, and now this loop has to go inwards because my side view is something like that. Why it is not showing up? Yeah, so what is this axis? This is y axis. I am activating the symmetry in y axis. Okay, that's why on symmetry world. No, what is happening? Leave it. Okay, so now I'm going to adjust this loop according to this surface from the back. Okay, something like here, and okay, so now this vertex should be aligned to this vertex. That's why what I'm going to do, I'm selecting this one and snapping to press V and middle button drag, okay, on this vertex. It will all move this vertex, align it with this vertex. So yeah, so I work on this part. That's why I'm going to delete the all sides and flip this one to every side. So I'm Control Shift D and scaling it in -1 here, and again Control Shift D, scaling it to -Y here. Okay, and assigning the Lambert universal Lambert material. So because I'm doing Control Shift D, if I work on this area, it's also applying all these areas. What happened? It's not. Control Shift D. Yeah, it's all applied to everywhere. So make sure you have duplicate spatial. Control Shift D, it's your instance. Okay, now leave it all the default, just you have to apply and scale everything. from the minus. Okay, so so um what should be our next? Okay, so you see this um, curvature is thinning towards to the top, so I'm going to create that. I'm going to move it little up, and in the vertex mode I will switch to this little thinning. I'm doing it in the front view because I couldn't mess with the depth. If I do it in the perspective view, then maybe I created something like this. Okay, so make sure you stick to the um, core orthographic views. Okay, yeah, so I like this one, and little bit down. Let's check through all the views. Yeah, it seems right. This seems nice. Okay, so we need to extract this one because in the reference that part is a separate material, right? If the objects is separate, you need to model it separate. You can't model it in single mesh. Okay, so the back case should be model aside, and this middle part should be model aside, and this screen. Okay, so we need to extract that, but um, I will keep that for now. Okay, and if you press uh, I need to add edges on the center so that it looks this kind of smooth and round. Okay, that's why I will be adding loop here, and shift right click, insert edge loop, and if you press shift and hold and then add loop in the middle, then it automatically try to achieve that curvature, so you will get free adjustment. And select the edge, shift right click, transform component, move a little forward. Okay, sorry, uh, that is not our center line. Our center line should be this one. Okay, so we need to move that. uh, Let me what is this axis? Z axis -1, and this one should be combined, and select all the vertices and control right click and selection boundary. Okay, it will filter all the open edges rather than this one, because if I merge vertex those, then maybe this could be also join with the closest vertex. That's why. And select the middle one, shift right click, edit edge loop, sorry, edit edge flow, not edit edge loop. Okay, then again shift right click, transform component, and a little bit forward so that it will create a nice little curvature over there. And offset edge loop, and I will try to have that in the middle. Shift right, if you hold shift also, then it will also take the curvature of that part. Then shift right click, transform component. I use this option really a lot. Okay, uh, don't try to bring more forward, otherwise you're gonna have this. Okay, so we need to move this whole thing like here. That's the benefit if you use less polygons to adjust, otherwise it really got messy. Okay, so it should be here, this should be here, this should be here. Yeah, nice and clean. Okay, so if you watch this closely, if I model the screen, then my this back case is also same curvature and same everything. So I just need to model one side and flip it to the back. That's how we gonna do it. Before that, I want to align it as much possible. It should be symmetry here. Now it's working. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so yeah. Hmm. Now I'm going to detach this one from the mesh. When my one side is done, I will be flip to other side. Separate. Okay, then uh, I just align it with simple loops. Okay, now let me check the reference quickly. Okay, so delete this and delete this. Keep your work as minimum as possible. Okay, now shift right click, go to this insert edge loop option box and select this equal distance from edges. It will what it does, by default it is on the relative. If you add loops, it will automatically calculate the center of the edges and place over there, right? So if you would click this one, it will adjust the same value on a same in the loop side where you started. Like from this side started, it will maintain this distance everywhere. I started if this way, then it will also maintain the loop from this side. Okay, so I will be adding loop over here because I have to merge this. Sorry, combine, merge vertexes. Okay, now same edge add loop over here, and so now what I can do, just push this edge to a middle, transform component. See, I told you I use this option a little too much. So now I'm pushing this towards to the inwards. So I got this real curvy look. Okay, and what I think, maybe I need a loop over here, but I need to remove this from here. uh, let's add some loop first on the middles. Insert edge loop, multiple edge loops. Let have 3, and like this, equal distance. 2 is fine. Let's assign a blend material to it. Go to materials, assign a favorite material, assign a blend, and increase the intensity. Specular color should be higher, a little more. Reflectivity, symmetry, yeah, a little bit. This one, this looks good. Little bit darker color. So I this smooth looking. Now let's duplicate it and see how it looks. Somewhere my numpad is not working properly. Okay, so it looks nice to me at least. I know I need to do some pics. Okay, so I will add some loop on the middle because my model is curving up from here to here. If I added loop over there, then it will be little more steadier. So it's really looking good. Okay, and let's see, can we achieve that shine from top to bottom look, or maybe those are also painted. Yeah, we got the sign similar to this, so I think it's we going in the right direction. Okay, so now it's not much things to do really. What I'm going to do, I'm just detaching this one. Should I detach this? Let's flip this first. In the z-axis, if you have ever confusing then which axis you should flip, or you just trying -1 on x, -1 on y, you're just trying, then look at your this gizmo, it's really help. If you want to flip on this direction, then you should see this is the z-axis, right? So you have to add -1, so because it's rotate on your perspective view or any views here. Okay, so now it's combine, select all the vertices, select selection boundary, and yeah, so now soften edge. Let's go. Nice. So in the front side I don't need to do anything because I'm going to texture it, so it's not worth it. Should I add a loop over here? Because I think it's bending too much. If I add a loop over here, it's bending little more. See? Yeah, this is fine, but maybe I can't delete this edges like this. Yeah, I can. Now what I need to do, I need to rotate the loops like this. um, you may think why I shouldn't uh, let go the loops towards the top, right? Because if I added on loops on the top, then it will get closer on this edge, right? And it will create a pinch, and my this smooth looking specular is gone. Like if I added low loop over here, and you see this, I don't want that. That's why I don't add this. And it's rather to have a pinch on the flat surface rather than a curvature, right? So I rotate that loop towards to the this word so that I can move like this. Okay, that's how my loops go to a flat surface. This is a flat surface, it doesn't going to affect anything. But if I have a triangle on a curvature surface, and that's really going to make my day. So now I'm just detaching this. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm separating this and have a little more thickness to this one, because that will give a little good AO to my object. Okay, so now I'm deleting this edge because my object is obviously gonna symmetry. And this also this. Now flip this object, face normals, reverse normals. Okay, so, and one more thing, I don't need this much of faces because it will take space on my UV. So I'm deleting this also. This is fine. Okay, now I'm going to give thickness to my screen also, little bit thickness towards to the middle. Delete this one, delete from this to this one. Now delete the inner sides and reverse. Shift right click, face, reverse face, face normals, reverse face. Now if I press 3 and 3. Okay, so yeah, what I need to do, I need to add a loop over here. I need to add a loop over here. That's how the let breathe touch from the inside. Should I bridge or I have a little confusion how I should remove that face gap. Let's combine this and I will find out a way to make it good. Okay, so I want to make separate, it's look separate, because it will give a nice contact when it's uh, positioned over here. Yeah, this similar to this kind of, but the problem is this is, yeah, it's actually fine, not a issue. I like this one. I know it's not merged, but it's really better. Yeah, it's really better. So let's look, have another look on my concept and see what we could improve. Okay, so if you look closely, I couldn't see the border that prominently in here, how I'm seeing over here. So what I'm going to do, what I do, I'm going to reduce this curvature a little bit. So I'm moving like this, two faces, transform component, little more, two faces, transform component, and little more. Let's go to this view. Yeah, so it's now a very thin layer on the top. This looks better, doesn't it? So maybe you're thinking that's why I added too much loops over this part rather than having another than other parts, because my button is going to be here, right? So I need a little more uh, mesh frequency over here. So I'm also planning that what object is going to come here. That's how you're gonna add loops everywhere. Yeah, so now let's separate it. Control D, -1, Control D, -1, Control D, -1. This cross checking, maybe this mesh going to duplicate. Okay, so now I'm going to merge this all, but I'm going to merge it one by one, because otherwise this vertex is snapped to this object, and if I select the whole object it will merge to this object, so I don't want that. Combine, select all the boundary, merge vertex, combine, selection boundary, merge vertex. Okay, so yeah, our objects is looking good. Now it's left only the back design and the buttons, and for that what is my which is one my front part. This one is my back, this one is my front. I'm going to put my front view in a layer so that I accidentally mess up that. Okay, so this is the face where I'm working, right? Let's extrude all of this. Go to scale and scale towards the middle. Yeah, somewhere here. And because it is the flat surface, it doesn't gonna affect anything. Okay, and now I'm going to delete all this. And rather than deleting, just extract this thing so that I'm working on that surface. Now in the vertex, I'm aligning every vertex. I will try to not avoid in the border loops, doing any changes in border loops. Because it will a little more easier to let's see where this is goes. So I'm trying to align exact cube on the camera, and then I will going to extrude this one like this, and I will push a little bit inwards, then extrude again, then stop something here. Okay, so I have this one, but I need this loop should be straighter. So how am I gonna do it? I'm trying to plan things so that I don't mess up with the flow at the last. So I got the camera. Now let's work on the sensor, fingerprint sensor, I guess. I need to change that, I couldn't help it. Let's delete this one, delete this one, delete this one, and delete this one. They're the messy loops have. And now I'm going to add another loop from here. Yeah, something like this. Now I need to move these loops to the top, these loops to the bottom. If I didn't add this loop, it will affect my this area, so that's why I added a loop over here. And when I move these things, it will bend from here, not from here. Okay. Okay, so I got the sensor, I got the camera. Now it's the lens, sorry, flash, and I don't know what is that. So this is two parts, not one, so that's why I'm going to do a split between this, and the loop should be here, and the other one should be at the last. Now the face, select, extrude, something like this. Because these loops are going on the middle, so I don't care. So yeah, it's something like this. Extruding. Sorry guys if I'm not talking, because I'm trying to concentrate which loop should be going where. Okay, it's going right, it's going right. Now we need to merge this here, right? So what I'm going to do, I select the whole loop, extrude once, and scaling little bit so that the edge loops come out. Combine it, remove this reference from here. Now target weld tool. Now I'm pointing, I'm merging these corner points, at least these obvious points first. So now what I'm going to do, I'm merging these things together so that there was less points to merge. And I'm freely using the triangles because I know this total whole surface is on a flat and it doesn't going to create any pinch. That's why I'm totally fine with the triangles. And this, if this surface are in a um, curvature, I'm never going to use any triangles over here. As you see, this I have using so much triangles over here, but it doesn't have any pinch because this how the triangles works. It's only going to create pinches when you have merged them where some are deformation are happening. Okay, so it's fine, no issues. If I want, I can continue those loops on the sides because but I don't want too many loops around my model because the less loops you have, the less denty your model would be. That's why. Okay, if I want, I can easily continue those loops towards the top and the bottom and the side and this side also, so it's not needed. You need to model everything as low as possible, because that's how you make cleaner outputs. Okay, so yeah, I know my this part is looks completely messy, but in the point of view of gaming and anything, it's really um, matters when your output should be. And okay, so now the final one thing I want to do, I saw a steel ring everywhere on the camera's ring, right? Everything here. So I'm going to create that, and I select the middle one and I select control right click grow selection. It automatically growing one selection up. Okay, the connected loops. Now duplicate those faces, unselect this one, combine those and select the face everywhere, and the extrude little bit outwards. Now I'm going to delete these edges. It will narrow my loops from the from this angle, right? And add loops inside of this. somewhere here, here. I delete the outer one and add a inner one, right? Maybe you understand. Okay, and here is a button for anti-aliasing. If you turn on it, you can get rid of those noisy look. Okay, so okay, so there is a thing I miss over here. It should be a little more downer. Actually too much down. That looks fine. I need to recreate these pieces again. So now I'm extrude it again, give a little bit of depth, deleting the outer edges, adding the loops in inner edges. Okay, so okay, my back case looks nice. I guess I'm going to add another smooth to this objects. Yeah, it's fine now. Okay, now this is my front. Okay, so the last thing is left is the buttons. So buttons are pretty easy. You just need to duplicate the object. Let's show you something. Wait, I'm selecting this one and I will select these face, and this one. Now I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to extrude create the buttons from this duplicated mesh. The benefit I got here that I don't need to align this with this surface. This surface is already aligned. I need to just add loops. Let me add this to this and make it in reference mode. Okay, so vertices align to here, align to here, align to here, the center, align to here, here, line to here, same over here. Now delete the rest of faces. Okay, so this one, where is the another one? Combine. Now let me check the reference first. Yeah, the buttons are pretty cylindrical and not cylindrical, it's smooth and small objects. Yeah, I'm trying to study it. Okay, so I will keep the middle two faces only, hit only these parts, because I think that's how thin they are. Now select the all faces, shift right click, extrude, extrude a little bit. Yeah, this much. Okay, now now shift right click, offset edge loop. I will adding offset from this distance, I guess. Insert edge loop, insert edge loop. GG. Little bit on the behind. Now if I smooth this, it will create the shape of the buttons. But before that I think I need to move those a little bit to the mesh. A little bit. Isolate. Two faces. Transform component. No, I'm just roughly scaling this one, because if I transform component this, then it will get more narrower. I don't want that, so I just scale a little bit towards to the middle so that it intersects the model. Then now add a loop over here, loop over here, offset edge loop over here, loop over here, insert edge loop, add a loop over here. Now offset edge loop, adding loops towards to this. Now if I smooth this, it will hold the shape of that wire pattern. Okay, so my button is ready. These are also looks good. Nice. Okay, so these are in reference mode. Okay. So here it is, modeling a Samsung S8. uh, if you want to guys me texture this, then please do comment me on the comment box. I will texture it right away. It's not going to be a long video for the texturing also, so I'm going to do it in the Photoshop if you want. Okay, so yeah, here is the modeling of a Samsung Galaxy S8. See you next time. Bye bye.